Changing a car's oil is something everyone should know how to do. Fresh oil is essential for keeping your engine healthy, and swapping it out at manufacturer-suggested intervals is easy enough that anyone can learn how to do it. Always make sure you have a drain pan that is suitable for the quantity of oil that you will be expecting to take out, Heinz tells us. You don't want to be caught out by an overflowing pan and end up covering your garage floor in oil. Not sure how much oil is in your engine? Refer to your owner's manual. It'll have the answer. Refer to your owner's manual to find out how often you should change your car's engine oil. Every car has a set oil change interval that goes by mileage or time. You never really want to change your oil when your engine is stone cold because the oil is very thick and it will take forever to drain out, Heinz says. You also don't want to change your oil after you've just stopped driving. The oil can be up to 200 degrees and that can really hurt you. Another reason not to change your oil right after you've turned your car off? You could burn it to the ground. Oil does have a flash point, Heinz tells us. If you spill some on the exhaust manifold, the oil can explode into flames, and that's not cool. Assuming nothing died inside, you have affordable options to clear your vehicle's air after you've vacuumed every last nook and shampooed your upholstery. These air fresheners should be the final step after a thorough cleaning and inspection of your car's hidden parts, because cheeseburger wrappers and gym shorts can slip undetected for months. And once the offending odor is gone, please stop using these air fresheners altogether. Shut your windows, crank the HVAC on recirc, and pop the tab on this one-time use aerosol spray. After 15 minutes, Meguiar's promises it'll rid odors on the molecular level. What's great is that it sprays all by itself, so you can go clean something else. This self-spraying can work similar to Meguiar's, but Armor All's lineup includes a hand spray, a small pen-sized pump spray, and a vent clip. The legendary Febreze isn't just a spray, it's a vent clip with a scent intensity dial that works up to 30 days. Not recommended on 911S with leather-stitched vent slats. New England's famous Yankee Candle will fill your car with a safe, flame-free fragrance, and the hanging car jars mimic the shape of the company's glass candle holders. If you miss mall kiosks, try the Charm bracelet with refillable pads. What works in your fridge will work in your car. Baking soda is cheap and absorbs odors without leaving a scent behind. Sprinkle on the offensive surface and clean up after a couple hours, or leave some in an open container for a few days. Your water filter uses charcoal to reduce bad tastes, and the same goes for scents. Charcoal is porous and absorbs odors. Just leave some briquettes in an open bag and let nature do the work. Cabin air filters trap dust and odor from your car's air conditioning and heating, but after a couple years, they get gross and mildewy. They're easy to replace. Just make sure you buy a filter that fits your car. There are endless types of engine oil out there, so it's vital you choose the correct type to use on your engine. Refer to your owner's manual to confirm which type of oil is right for your car, and how much you should pour in with each change. As for a replacement filter, we recommend going with one sold by the vehicle's manufacturer. That'll ensure it fits up nicely to the engine, and works as intended with the oil to filter out any harmful particulates. Load error: once your car is in the air, pop the hood and crack the oil fill cap. Removing the cap opens up an air passage into the motor, allowing the oil to exit the drain hole more smoothly, getting rid of any potential glugging and the mess that comes along with it. Worried you might forget to put the cap back on after you've removed it? Way back when I started out as an apprentice, I would, every now and then, forget to put the oil cap back on once done with changing the oil. Heinz tells us, I solved this by putting the oil cap on the hood latch as soon as I removed it, so I couldn't close the hood unless the cap was reinstalled. If you have a seal on the drain plug, it's always a good idea to replace it. Heinz says, if you're in a situation where you can't get that, sometimes it's okay to reuse it. If you do decide to reuse the drain plug seal, Heinz says to inspect it for damage before reinstalling. If it's a copper crush washer, Heinz says to flip it around and recrush it so it makes a proper seal. He also recommends you replace the drain plug itself after every oil change. If it's continually reused, it could eventually round out, leaving you with a larger issue. Anytime you take something off the car, you're going to inspect it and look for any questionable situations, Heinz says, so if you see damaged thread on your drain plug, obviously it's a good idea to replace it. Be extra cautious when installing the drain plug back into the oil pan. Never over-tighten the drain plug, Heinz tells us, just put a little bit of torque on it. It's not holding back pressure, it's just holding back liquid. If you have a torque wrench, great. Refer to your owner's manual or consult an expert to find the torque spec on your vehicle's specific drain plug. After the oil is drained and the plug is reinstalled, you can move on to the oil filter. Provided it was installed correctly by whoever replaced it previously, it should come off by hand with a bit of force. If it's sealed onto the block tightly, grab an oil filter removal tool to get things moving. And just because you drained the oil doesn't mean the filter will be empty. Expect some oil to come out when you remove it, and prepare by having the drain pan underneath when you do. When you remove the oil filter, always make sure that the gasket came with it, Heinz says. If you leave the old gasket in there and install the new filter with a new gasket, it won't seal correctly, and you'll make a big mess when you go to start the car again. When installing the new filter, make sure to fill it with oil first, and lubricate the new seal. Make sure to note the mileage and date you performed the oil change so you know when you'll have to do it again.